Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going? You know what time it is. May happened and games are played. So, most of May could be boiled down to one game and then a battle for positioning for who took second. May was very bountiful. I'm pretty sure last month was bountiful as well, but or April, but May was incredibly bountiful. We played a lot of different games. We'll start with the ones that took up the least amount of time, and then follow it up with the ones that took the one that took up the most time. For the most part, the games that took up the back half of May were Dead Cells, Bolt Gun, and Army Man 3D. Now, Dead Cells and Bolt Gun are two indie developed games. Well, Bolt Gun, I'm pretty sure, is a has more backing than just indie. But Bolt Gun was the premier driver, I suppose, which is a kind of like an old school Doom reskin, but just in the Warhammer universe. So first person, getting to run around, do cool Warhammer stuff. You're a space marine going out and doing space marine things. Fun, simple, run around, shoot things. You know, chainsaw go. And then, since that was a lot of like first person shooting, I wanted to balance that out. So I started playing Dead Cells, and Dead Cells is a absolute banger of a time for me. It's for those who don't know, it's a roguelike. So it is you have one life. Name of the game is beat all 10 to 15 levels depending on the game in one life. You can pause at any time, but the idea is that you beat this game, and it's about an hour, 2 hours max gameplay. With Dead Cells, it's a little bit longer. With something like Binding of Isaac, you can get it done within 20 minutes if you try hard enough. But Dead Cells is a more melee based than projectiles or like bow and arrows. While there are bow and arrows and stuff like that in the game, it's still more side-scrolling beat 'em up. Think Castlevania without the guns, or more Castlevania. I was confusing that with Metroid, but yeah, more Castlevania. And it has branching paths, so you can take one path and go up on the ramparts, take another part and go to the sewers, type of thing. And then each one takes you to various positions, and you'll find yourself kind of meeting at the same boss and then branching off again. Very fun. I started taking it seriously, and by that I mean I started researching, what goes where, how do you do this, where does this found, how do I get this unlocked, and started to make real progress. So that got really addicting. So Bolt Gun and Dead Cells took up a good amount of time towards the end of the month, which leaves this game, Army Man 3D. So this game is incredibly tough. For a long time, I couldn't beat the first level. The first level is brutal. You really have to get going on it. It's slow and methodical, and you got to think it's a PlayStation 1 before the DualShock. So you got to think it's D-pad, tank controls. You don't have to press X to move. You can just move freely. But you're very slow and methodical. You're not aiming down sights and dodging and sliding and popping up and jumping. You position, locate, fire. Aim down sights is just more magnification than aiming. Suggestions. But it's a fun game, man. If you follow this channel at all and you've seen any of these videos, you know I love the Army Men games, and they should bring these back. It's a fun game. Once I beat that first level, it really opened up, and the games got far more intense, or the maps got far more intense and more methodical. The weapons were there. I got more comfortable with the controls, and I actually made some pretty decent progress into the game. And by that I mean I only beat like 4 levels, but to me that's progress. So that was a good kind of linker. I played a little bit of this between the first game and Bolt Gun Dead Cells. So this was like a linker just to hold it together. Bring out the PS2. Kind of just wanted to play on. Just bring out the PS2 again, just to play on the PS2. Side note: if you follow this page and you got some GameCube games you would recommend that aren't Mario Sunshine, Pikmin, Luigi's Mansion, right? Those, please drop them in the comments. Like, I haven't played my GameCube in months. Anyways, back to Iron Man 3D here. Fun game, opens up, you get a lot of new weapons and ammo types and armor and grenades and the minesweeper. And the missions they can go for a while. It was pretty surprising. One mission you have to clear out a minefield and then get into a Jeep, take the Jeep, you have to go fight your way into the camp, the Tan Army camp, to find the minesweeper, take the minesweeper through the minefield back, get into the Jeep, drive through the minefield, so you got to navigate the mines. You can't blow them up. I've tried shooting them. So you have to navigate over everything. Drive this into an actual POW camp, rescue 3 green soldiers, get in the Jeep, and then drive off to the extraction point. That was a hell of a mission. That took a while. That was strategy. That took a long time of planning and just getting the map down right. Again, this is PlayStation 1. The expectations are there, but you gotta have subdued expectation. This game came out originally on I think it was a Sega Master System, because it's a 3DO game, and 3DO was on the Master System or one of the Sega consoles. And then it got bumped up to the PlayStation 1. So you gotta temper your expectations, but a banger of a time. That you get Jeeps, you get a tank. Right now, I think that's what I'm stuck on, is a mission where there's tanks. The controls become a problem. They become a problem, unfortunately. So that was a good linker between the back half, Bolt Gun, Dead Cells, and the game that took up a majority of May. I told you when I picked it up in that last video. I told you that I was gonna be playing a whole lot of it. And did I play a whole lot of it? This is probably the only first-person shooting game where I was playing actively playing, like setting aside time so that I can play with the intent of getting checkpoints, beating the level. I wasn't gonna 100% this game. You're crazy. I'm not a completionist about those type of games. But it is a great time. It kind of has a very similar feel, not to the extent, but Hulk's Ultimate Destruction. Now I'm thinking about it, and now I'm thinking about why I like it so much, where you get a lot of verticality, but you also can decide how you want to approach a current situation. So do you want to go range? Do you want to get in the mix? Do you want to use your shotguns? Do you want to use a sniper rifle? Do you want to use, in the Hulk's case, do you want to use cars put on your fists, or do you want to throw boulders, or do you want to try to take out the helicopters first? You can strategize on how you want to play. And again, that verticality, being able to jump from the floor to a seven-story building, is a whole lot of fun. I was able to beat Crysis within 2 weeks of playing it, kind of with maybe 1 or 2 hours at a time. Within that 2 week time, given every opportunity I was playing. But the twists and the turns, oh my goodness. There's no it's crazy. Spoiler alert for a game that came out in 2013. When did this one come out? 2011, and it's gorgeous. Anyways, 3D compatible also. The amount of times that you die is ridiculous. It's suspend your disbelief after a while. Um, so there's those type of twists and turns, but also the story. You kind of get a like backhand at the towards the end there. So it's don't trust anybody, and it's all a good time. Crysis 2, great game. It ends with a perfect setup for Crysis 3, and when I head back to Bookman's, I'll make sure to go pick it up. I don't even think this came with it. It's an EA game, so it doesn't really have a lot of support. But yeah, I had some wild cards and honorable mentions. I played some Advanced Warfare on my Nintendo DSi. I played, it was mostly that, and then God of War 3 on the PS3. Since I had the PS3 hooked up, I didn't know what I wanted to play. Again, that was kind of in this time period here. I had just beat Crysis. I had just dumped so much time into playing that, and then I went straight into God of War 3 just to get some brutal combat in there. It was even before I started playing, before I even started playing Dead Cells, where I just needed that melee. There's a whole lot of first-person shooters right here. I just needed something melee, so then God of War fit that arcade feel. I jumped right in with the Cestus, the Nemean Cestus. I got to that Aphrodite scene. A wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you haven't played the original God of War games, PlayStation 2 God of War games, that's where boys became men. Highly recommend playing your classics. The PS3 right now, I don't want to ruin it for myself, but I've already kind of have the ones that I want. If you want to get into collecting and you want to get PlayStation 1 games, touchy-feely PlayStation 1 games, but you don't have and you don't want to get into buying cable splitters and HDMI to AV adapters, and which I'll help you with if you wanted help, just ask me. Get a PS3. Get a PS3, and that's probably one of the best ways to play PS1 games. And then the really expensive PS1 games, the PS3 has it on their online website. It's disgusting to use. The PlayStation 3's website interface is horrid, but they have the bangers. And what you would do is you would just load up your PlayStation account with money first, and then go on to the PlayStation 3 and then use the account that already has the money added to it, because it doesn't allow you to use your credit cards. So if you needed help with that, that's how you do it. All right. Oh, before I leave, check out this sweet pickup. Canvas Game Boy 1989 bag here. Look at those buttons, same color as the brick, the DMG, the giant brick with the reddish pink buttons. So you would put the Game Boy in here, the brick, cover that up, and then you would put your cartridges in here. And then here, you'd probably put like batteries, charging cables, any kind of accoutrements, accessories. And then right here, for the gamer on the go, because it's a Game Boy after all, for your belt, slide your belt through that and have your Game Boy right there holstered on your pocket. Tis the move. Tis the move. Yeah, great pickup, offer up, total retro pickup, vintage. There is only one on the internet right now, so I looked it up, saw it, was like, ooh, that's pretty cool, let me look for it up. eBay has one listing and it's like 5 times the price, so this is a great pickup. I don't think the guy knew what he had, but all right, you guys, thank you for joining me. Hope you liked it, and if you did, like, share, subscribe, do the YouTube things. Until next time, buenas noches.